Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Actually, students all are muted, sir.
Okay. Okay. That I have seen. Sorry, I didn't.
Yes, they can chat message in chat
Yeah.
box, sir.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
What we were reading last class, we have read up to, I think. Anyone remembers what we have read in the second class? Offline class. I'm trying to share the screen, so I don't know whether I will be able to do it, but there is only one issue. We can start sharing. Can you see the screen? Okay. So, fast to start karantu. Fast to start kala sari paribani. ମୁଁ ଜାଣୁଛି ଯେ you can once I there will be some cross reference, and once we go into, automatically you will get something. Don't worry about that. So we were last class we were talking about sustainability and ethics. Because you have very limited classes, so the only thing is we have to quickly rush through and finish. So last class we have read about something which was told by Parmenides, Alcoa people, and Albert Einstein also. The last thing which I remember or saying you is the most important human endeavor is striving for morality in our actions. Our inner balance and even our very existence depend on it. Only morality in our actions can give beauty and dignity to life. Now, when we talk of sustainability, actually the ultimate focus is sustainability of life for everyone on this earth. So if business is ethical, then only there is a possibility that people will be caring for the environment and also looking at sustainability so that the future generation is left with something. And that is why in your topic of business ethics, you are also reading sustainability. And I hope all of you know what is sustainability. Sustainability is, as I tell you now, that is regarding making this earth available for others to live when who come after us. The way we have been using our resources and the way we have been overstretching our resources and the bearing capacity of the environment, we all know that we have come to a point where many things are going to be out of control, and we are experiencing that. We are experiencing environmental issues, we are experiencing climate change, we are experiencing a rise of sea level. The predictions, if you see about rise of sea level, no, you will be aghast, because it is said that many islands, small islands which are flourishing as human inhabitants and tourist place and all that, will all vanish if the ocean level keeps on rising, and all that is because of what we have done till today. So that is where, and when a person who does business ethically, there are legal rules and all, so he will obey by that. Once he obeys the environmental laws and other laws, there is a possibility that the effect on the environment will be minimized. And even if and being ethical will make him go beyond the laws, and he will always try to protect the earth and environment and everything. So sustainability is part and parcel of business ethics. There is another quotation. Peter Espute, a sociologist and environmentalist in Jamaica, where he writes that mankind must respect the integrity of the living system, which is the planet Earth. In a real sense, Earth has rights. The rights of humans should not supersede Earth's right, but rather be aligned and in balance with balance with them. So our right and the right of Earth should also go together. Otherwise, we will the Earth is going to land up in a situation where everybody will be in trouble. So it is unit 1. We have not started unit 2. And I will share you I think somebody has told me to give it to Rasmi madam so that she will be able to circulate. So once we finish unit 1 today, I am expecting it to finish today. Then I will give it to Rasmi madam and then she will circulate. So while I am showing this slide, please keep something in your mind. If you want to note down some points, do that. And once you get the material, you can go through in detail. Okay. We have a constraint here is that, we have to somehow quickly finish. So that is why I have to run through. So don't mind much of that, but try to listen as far as you can so that at least you remember something. The pursuit of profit and the right of man to procreate does not supersede the right of earth to remain in biodiversity and free of danger from pollution. So that is what every business should follow, and the business ethics should cover that. So that is why we are reading sustainability with ethics. Sustainability is often about how the company uses resources and affects the environment. I don't know if any one of you are aware, in Europe and all, where people are really focusing on sustainability, they have now made a, you can say, rule or convention to use recycled material. Now, circular economy is getting the required weightage, and people are trying to follow circular economy. Like I can give you an example of aluminium metal. Aluminium is one metal which can be recycled umpteen times without undergoing any problem, any change in its properties and all that. And it is said that 95% of the aluminium produced so far, right from the day when it was first produced on this earth, that 95% is still available and recyclable. So what in Europe and all, if you want to sell aluminium, if you are showing them you are selling them recycled aluminum, they will be most happiest. And most of their smelter who were producing earlier primary aluminum have now switched to producing secondary aluminum, like from scrap they are producing. And they have put in a very good mechanism under which they can collect the scraps and recycle them and thereby save energy and all that. And there is a pricing formula also to encourage sustainability, that for aluminum produced from with less carbon footprint, they are ready to pay even more. So that is how people are now thinking and doing that, doing to encourage sustainability. And sustainability is evolving, and there are every day something new is coming out, and people are trying to be more and more focused on that. And how does ethics relate to sustainability? Because when we can, the example can be, when we plan to make an agricultural commodity sustainable, ethics plays a role by bringing in the way the farmer is treated. For a long-term supply agreement to succeed, a series of mutually beneficial actions is needed. Now we know that, in our country, we have MSP, we have many schemes by Government of India to support agriculture and the farmer. Unfortunately, as on today or till today, the real farmer is not getting the correct price for what he or she is doing. So we all know what is happening in the outskirts of Bhubaneswar when we in the vegetable season. When you go to Banki or Atgad area, you know that the farmer who are growing all the cabbages and everything, they are really selling at a very low price, whereas in the city near which is 20 kilometers or 30 kilometers away, the prices are skyrocketing. Actually, there is a issue of middlemen getting the benefit and not the farmer. And if we are talking of sustainability, we have to ensure that the price really goes down to the farmer, so that he is encouraged to think and focus on sustainability. One good thing is nowadays people are ready to pay higher amount for organic products or bio. Issue of transportation is not exactly the issue. Issue is, we do not have a mechanism where the farmer can directly sell to the customer. If that issue can be solved, I think the problem of this middleman can be averted, and we can give the good price to that. Actually, in Andhra Pradesh, if you start talking, and we may deviate a lot, but in Andhra Pradesh, Chandrababu Naidu has started one concept of Raitu Bazaar. And in every big city, he had earmarked a place. They have earmarked a place called Raitu Bazaar. Raitu means the farmers, the landowners and all. So every day morning, the landowners will come. They will bring their products, and they will decide a price for each and every vegetable, and they will start selling. And people will come to that area and buy. Suppose a trader is coming, let him come. There is no issue. The customer and the trader, the direct consumer and trader, both are getting at the same price. And suppose trader is taking somewhere and taking some more profit, that is his yeah. Please brief in Hindi or Odia on sustainability. English is difficult. So I don't know if everybody is comfortable with Oriya. I can talk in Oriya, but I don't know if everybody is okay with that. Okay, so let us see. So next part is next slide is Tata Steel definition of sustainability is an enduring and balanced approach to economic activity, environmental responsibility, and societal benefit. So here, what is written is very, very aptly said. You can't, in a business, you can't neglect your profitability, but you can't at the same time neglect environmental responsibility and also benefit to the society. And for that reason, and because the government of India has now made CSR for such big companies mandatory. And but on many of the big companies are forced to spend a good amount of money, money for development of the society around them. I don't know if you know about Mineral Development Fund. Anyone who is aware about MDF? Yeah, 2% profit for companies who are really making a particular amount of turnover. And are any one of you is aware about Mineral Development Fund, MDF? DMF, sorry, District Mineral Fund. So what, because after the Saha Commission, this has been formed as per the directive of the Supreme Court, and lot of money is coming into that. Earlier, this money was going to the proprietor or the owner, and now that money has helped us, actually, government of Orissa and many other states, to fight COVID at least effectively. Infrastructure were created using that some money from that fund. So that is also now a example where the societal benefit is taking into account. Tata Steel Sustainability Policy states that our policy is to conduct our activities in relation to economic progress, social responsibility, and environmental concerns in an integrated way in order to be more sustainable and to meet the expectations of our stakeholders. Now, you all know in modern management, stakeholders are all, even the society has become a stakeholder, and so expectation of the society. So Sanjay Mishra, I am not giving you any insight on the exam approach now. In the last class, actually, we can try to understand that. Let us finish something. And if you are worried even from the first module, I think you should wait. Don't worry. Exam you will be able to clear. So, and one thing, that if you are talking of exam right at the beginning, no, it indicates there is a lack of sustainability approach. You must understand what is there. And so you must understand about ethics and sustainability, everything, whatever we are covering, and then try to think of exam. Sir, is it ethics only affect sustainability? Any other factors there also? There are many factors. But ethics, if a business is following ethics, PNM, I don't know, PNMM, someone. So if you are following ethics, there is you are supposed to follow sustainability also. You are supposed to ensure sustainability, because ethics says that you should do good or the right thing, not the bad thing. So that is why, and there are many other factors. When you are working in a factory, when you are doing business, ethics will only ensure that you try to do whatever is required to maintain sustainability. Adopting sustainability is easier than adopting ethics. Sustainability can be measured by more means: carbon emission, chemical use, waste generated, and all or saved. Ethics cannot be measured to an extent only. Can be measured to an extent only, that too the process is very complicated. So ethics is a qualitative assessment, and sustainability is, you can measure it in a definite way. So it is easier to maintain sustainability than to maintain ethics. Then next is environmental perspective of business ethics. Now, you know that environment and sustainability are, they go in a hand-to-hand basis. If sustainability is the larger set, environment can be the subset of that. Recent research shows that just 100 companies, I'm talking of a research paper some 2 years back, and here it was showing that 100 companies are responsible for 71% of global greenhouse gas emissions since 1988. So imagine, and this indicates that the big one are more responsible for generation of environmental pollution, you can say. So it also indirectly says that the big one should take care of the environment and sustainability thing. It doesn't mean that, the company or the organization which is emitting greenhouse gas is unethical. It doesn't mean, because, any business process will generate some amount of pollution. There is no way out, because, the moment you burn some fuel, you do some chemical process, you do some other activities, there is every possibility that some emission will take place. But the issue is, if you are, one is maintaining as per law, second is going beyond law for controlling the emissions. So if you are ready, if you have money, if you are a big company, you should invest as much as possible to minimize the emission and the carbon footprints and all. So as our economy has grown, our impact on environment has grown to the point where we are depleting the available resources, causing the extinction of many species, altering the climate of our planet. And another study has found that 78% of small businesses had no environmental management system, because one thing is they lack resources, and second thing is they may not even have proper guidance. Small business generally do not adhere to the basic norms, and in government situation also, it is very difficult to ensure that every small business maintains environmental requirements. Traditional ethics in the West focus on the rights of individuals, but failed to develop an elaborated theory of animal rights until the last century. Traditional ethics in the West also failed to give nature a central place in ethical theory, which we have read in the slides for sustainability also. The main worry of earlier environmental ethics was that a high value was put on humans, but there was no ethical theory about value of nature. Actually, environmental issues started in 1970s. And there is, I think I am forgetting a place. There is a place called Black Hill or Black Forest, something like that in US, where they found a lot of lead and silver were found, and the ore were found, and they put up industries there. There was a river going nearby, and a time came when many people suffered health issues, and many people also suffered, the environment also suffered a lot of problems. And at one point of time, the whole river, which was around 20-30 miles on that stretch near the mining area, was so polluted that not a single fish was found in that. And from there, the real movement of environmental control started in US, and we have very tight regulations and very strict regulation, elaborate procedures to monitor environment. But all this started when people get affected. And our first and foremost aim in environmental control was to see that humanity is not affected. But that is not enough. Beyond that, we should move and ensure that the environment in real sense, the totality, that is how sustainability also comes in. So that is the point. Nature was cared to an extent so that a healthy environment is available for survival. That was the limited approach we had in environmental management. But now we need to go beyond that. While pursuing the idea of maximizing profit, many organizations try to relocate their business to countries with relaxed or non-existence environmental norms. And this has been done by many MNCs who are very big houses, very big companies. And they have taken advantage of places where environmental regulations were very tight, and they have exploited the environment. And that is where business ethics comes. And we also know that, every city in India, we are facing the issue of solid waste handling. In Bhubaneswar, we face the issue. In Delhi, we have that is the issue. Unfortunately, till now, our governments and local bodies have not been able to do anything on that. And we as individuals also are not very much concerned about this solid waste management. We in India, we always find ourselves that we are not bothered with where to throw the waste, where to keep them, whether to segregate, and all such things. And that is what is putting a lot of burden on our environment in cities, and everywhere there is issues. And in towards the end of this module, we have read about what is ethics and how business ethics is related to sustainability and environment, and we are now getting into theories. There are actually 3 theories which I will tell you about. And what is a theory? Theory helps in doing what? Can anybody tell what is a theory, or what? When you know theory, how does it help? Proven concept, yes. And it helps in solving a issue. If you have a problem in your hand, you can apply a theory and try to get into a result. So, in order to understand ethical decision making, it is important to realize that not everyone makes the decision in the same way, using the same information, applying the same decision rules. So now, if you understand how these theory go about, when you really encounter issues where you have to take some decision, and to ensure that your decision is ethical, you will be able to do that if you understand the theory. Now, in order to further understand ethical theory, there must be some understanding of a common set of goals that decision makers seek to achieve in order to be successful. And the common goals are beneficence, least harm, respect for autonomy, and justice. Beneficence is benefit of all. It should be when everybody is affected by the decision should be benefited. Now, least harm is suppose you can't really make them. Theory is not proven. That is, I don't agree. Theory has to be proven. Otherwise, you can't solve an issue. People have tested theories and then only they have said it. So it is proven. Proven in the sense that it has been tested. So, and then respect for autonomy. You have to respect each one's autonomy. And justice. Justice is doing the right thing, law and justice are 2 things. Law, even if law is there, elaborate legal framework is there, giving justice is 1 thing. So, yes, first we need theories and then practical. So, if you have good laws, it doesn't mean that you can ensure justice. Only when the law is interpreted and delivered, then only justice will come. We know that even there is a statement called that justice delayed is justice denied. So, if you are delaying a justice, that also means that you are doing injustice. Okay, so now these are the 4 bases on which the ethics should be decided, and let us now try to understand the theories. There are 3 ethical theories: meta-ethics, normative ethics, and applied ethics. Meta-ethics addresses the origin and definition of people's ethical principle, universal truths, God's will, and how reason play in a role in ethical decisions are all part of it. Normative ethics defines the moral standards that regulate right and wrong choices. These theories are subdivided into 3 theories. We will be reading only the normative ethics. We will not be using meta-ethics and applied ethics. Meta-ethics, we all, in our day-to-day life, at certain point of time, we always go by that, and being Indian, we are more akin to say ki Bhagavankara Ichha and God's will. So, meta-ethics is part of that. We sometime to overcome sorrow or misfortune, we attribute it to the will of the God and somehow survive or make ourselves compose. So that has been there for us, and in many parts of the world, people do that. But we will be talking of normative ethics. These are practical ethics or ethics which has been put in practice. Part of applied ethics also. So we will be reading 3 theories: consequentialism or utilitarian, then there is deontology, and there is last is virtue. Then applied ethics. This is how ethics are used in everyday life to make everyday decisions. It often covers issues that are considered to be controversial, such as stem cell research, abortion, animal rights, nuclear war, homosexuality, or capital punishment. So in each of these areas, you will have applied ethics, and normally these three theory may form a basis for your ethical choice. So now, I don't know if you can see that, but please try to hear this. I have made some, there is one video from one university.
Utilitarianism. Utilitarianism is an ethical theory that determines right from wrong by focusing on outcomes. It is a form of consequentialism. Utilitarianism holds that the most ethical choice is the one that will produce the greatest good for the greatest number. It is the only moral framework that can be used to justify military force or war. It is also the most common approach to moral reasoning used in business because of the way in which it accounts for costs and benefits. However, because we cannot predict the future, it's difficult to know with certainty whether the consequences of our actions will be good or bad. This is one of the limitations of utilitarianism. Utilitarianism also has trouble accounting for values such as justice and individual rights. For example, assume a hospital has 4 people whose lives depend upon receiving organ transplants: a heart, lungs, a kidney, and a liver. If a healthy person wanders into the hospital, his organs could be harvested to save 4 lives at the expense of 1 life. This would arguably produce the greatest good for the greatest number, but few would consider it an acceptable course of action, let alone the most ethical one. So, although utilitarianism is arguably the most reason-based approach to determining right and wrong, it has obvious limitations.
So, any question on that? How to evaluate? You could not hear it? And you could also read it, no? The slide was visible. Things were written. Whatever was saying, that was also available in the subtitles. So I think the video may have given you some idea about the theory of utilitarianism. And it is said that if for larger group of people, your action is beneficial, then your action is ethical. But you have to be very careful. This can't be always you put into practice, because we know now how Putin has unleashed the war on Ukraine, because it said that because of NATO membership and all, Ukraine will bring enemies to its border, and it can't risk enemy on its border, and that is why they want to conquer Ukraine, and all things have gone disarray. Similarly, George Bush, when he attacked Iraq, Saddam Hussein's Iraq, it was like, there was weapons of mass destruction which can produce havoc to the world. So he wanted to save the world, and he attacked Iraq, but didn't found anything. Only he found Saddam Hussein and executed him. So, sometimes this theory is very difficult to put in real practice. You have to see always whether what you are doing is correct. The example is very good, very apt. You saw that one fellow, healthy fellow, you can harvest 4 organs and make people live. But that can never be an ethical decision. What we are seeing nowadays is, the organ donation where dead people are giving, and that is how it is being lauded as a great work. So the basis of utilitarianism is it also targets maximum happiness to maximum people. So, and it rejects anything like commands or taboos that are based on customs, traditions, or orders given by leaders or supernatural beings. Instead, utilitarians think that an act is morally justifiable if it has positive contribution to human, and that is how. And this was started by Jeremy Bentham and John Stuart Mill in 18th and 19th century. So we'll get into the next one. The same video, another video is there for that.
Deontology. Deontology is an ethical theory that uses rules to distinguish right from wrong. It is often associated with philosopher Immanuel Kant. Kant believed that ethical actions follow universal moral laws, such as don't lie, don't steal, don't cheat. Deontology is simple to apply. It just requires that people follow the rules and do their duty. This approach tends to fit well with our natural intuition about what is or isn't ethical. Unlike consequentialism, which judges actions by their results, deontology doesn't require weighing the costs and benefits of a situation. This avoids subjectivity and uncertainty because you only have to follow set rules. Despite its strengths, rigidly following deontology can produce results that many people find unacceptable. For example, suppose you're a software engineer and learn that a nuclear missile is about to launch that might start a war. You can hack the network and cancel the launch, but it's against your professional code of ethics to break into any software system without permission. And it's a form of lying and cheating. Deontology advises not to violate these rules. However, in letting the missile launch, thousands of people will die. So, following the rules makes deontology easy to apply. But it also means disregarding the possible consequences of our actions when determining what is right and what is wrong.
Devasis Rajguru, you could not understand utilitarianism? Is there or he has left? Okay. Utilitarianism, as we have seen in that, it is like if action is justified if it brings goods to better results or happiness or benefit to a large number of people. So in utilitarian theory, the result will decide whether your decision is ethical or unethical. Now, when you take a decision, you are not sure of the result. So you may take a decision today, but after the result is known, then only your action will be proven as ethical or unethical. So utilitarian theory will not help you in real-time situations. Suppose you know that somebody is hungry, you want to give food. You know that it will satiate his hunger. So you can give him food. So that is okay. But as I have said, unleashing a war to do something without bothering to even know whether consequences was bad. So that is why any war, though justified by that it will bring greater goods, are unethical in most of the cases. And deontology, as you have seen from the video, it is like rules. You have a set of rules and you follow that. It is more easy to do that. But again, there will be cases where following a rule may not be the best thing. Now, suppose that we know that suppose you as a rule you should always speak truth. But suppose your truth is can take somebody's life or do some harm to someone. So whether you will speak the truth or wait. So that is where the challenge comes in. And deontology will say that please speak truth, even whatever may be the consequences. But again, as a normal human being, it is very difficult to follow. Last is theory of virtue ethics. So we will see that.
Virtue ethics. Virtue ethics is a philosophy developed by Aristotle and other ancient Greeks. It is the quest to understand and live a life of moral character. This character-based approach to morality assumes that we acquire virtue through practice. By practicing being honest, brave, just, generous, and so on, a person develops an honorable and moral character. According to Aristotle, by honing virtuous habits, people will likely make the right choice when faced with ethical challenges. To illustrate the difference among three key moral philosophies, ethicists Mark White and Robert Arp refer to the film The Dark Knight, where Batman has the opportunity to kill the Joker. Utilitarians, White and Arp suggest, would endorse killing the Joker. By taking this one life, Batman could save multitudes. Deontologists, on the other hand, would reject killing the Joker simply because it's wrong to kill. But a virtue ethicist would highlight the character of the person who kills the Joker. Does Batman want to be the kind of person who takes his enemies' lives? No. In fact, he doesn't. So, virtue ethics helps us understand what it means to be a virtuous human being. And it gives us a guide for living life without giving us specific rules for resolving ethical dilemmas.
And I know many of you will find it very difficult to agree for virtue ethics, where, at any cost, you should be good, or you should behave like an ethical man, or a good man, or morally or virtuous man. And in real life also, it becomes very difficult. But if you remember what Mahatma Gandhi said, that if someone hits you on your one cheek, show him the other cheek. And that was, you can say, that is based on the theory of virtue theory. Because he, as per Mahatma Gandhi, if you are a man who believes in ahimsa, you cannot even hit someone even if he has hurt you. So, and it is very difficult to see. Aditi Sahu, no sir, what does it mean? What do you mean by no sir? Which one? Subrat says yes sir, and Aditi Sahu says no sir. But no sir for what? Gandhi ji ko violence. Gandhi ji ko non-violence, not violence. Gandhi ji has never said about violence. You know, or you don't know, you don't agree. You agree, you don't agree, or what is your problem with that example? Agree. Yeah. Samsung, oh, there is another one who agrees. Nowadays, no agree. So nowadays, no agree doesn't mean that. It was only Mahatma Gandhi who agreed for that. Right? He had the capability to say something. That is what I was giving you example-wise. It is not... It's not that nowadays don't agree. There are many people who are still, behaving in this way or that way. But what I was trying to tell you about that, choice is yours, yes. And what I was trying to tell is, virtue theory was that. The example was virtue theory. And if you can stick to that, it is your issue. If you can't stick, nobody says that you are a bad man or something. No, I'm only saying, I gave an example of what is virtue theory. If you want to be good, you have to be good in all circumstances. And when in the office, when there are people I have come across in my working life, in my professional life, who don't even receive gifts. In real sense, I'm saying. I'm not saying just for the sake of showing, because they think that receiving anything from someone related to the job is unethical. They will not receive a gift also. They refuse. But in 99.9 cases, you will find that taking a gift is never taken in a wrong way. So that is how. And I have visited a country called Laos. There, if you are meeting any of the government officials, that's a communist country, a small country, beautiful country. And if you are meeting any government officials and you want to give them something, you can give them in the main meeting. You don't have to give them anything behind them and everybody's back. In that country, it is taken as a normal practice to gift someone. So if you want to, whatever gift you want to give, you can give in the meeting to the main fellow. I met many governors and in that country, small provinces and all, for some work, and you can pay them and give them whatever gift you want openly. That's not a problem at all. So It all depends how you take this. But virtue theory says, if you want to be good, you have to be good 100%. You can't be good in some action and you can't be bad in some action. That is the basic part of virtue theory. Discourse. Then there are two more things. One is discourse ethics. Discourse ethics has two principal aims: to find ethical truths through discussion and to set ethics of discourse. There are 4 governing principles of discourse ethics, including sincerity, openness, respect, and fair self-examination. This is like, you are trying to find out whether it is ethically correct or it is ethical or unethical through a discussion or through a consensus within your group. And here everybody puts in their views, and then you evaluate whether what to do and whether which will be ethical. So discourse ethics, also known as argumentation ethics, was developed by Mr. Habermas and fellow German philosopher Karl Otto Appel. These philosophers based their works on Immanuel Kant's moral theory and its criticism. Virtue theory of ethics emphasizes discourse. Then here the discussion should be open to any person who is able to speak and where an expression's meaning is mutually understood by all participants. Furthermore, no argument should be omitted by anyone, and the ultimate aim of all participants is to discover the best argument. So in discourse ethics, you arrive at a particular decision, ethical decision, through discussion. It is like brainstorming. Last is feminist ethics. I saw a article in Times of India on 17th. So when I started, I think, taking your class. So there was a article by Deepak Ranade. He's a neurosurgeon. He is now retired and he is working as a in Symbiosis in Pune, some institute. And it was published in Speaking Tree. Femininity is a principle. Femininity is feminism, which is like the womanship, you can say, or something like that. Femininity is a principle, not just in gender. So he says that the quality of a woman is far greater than only the gender basis. There are certain qualities which are not available in other species. So that is what that is how it makes a feminine gender more special and unique. So that was the idea of the Deepak Ranade. If you want to read, you can read that, and you will understand feminist ethics in a better way. Feminist ethics aims to understand, criticize, and correct how gender operates within our moral beliefs and practices and our methodological approaches to ethical theory. And actually, the ladies in this group and the male members in this group will understand our society, the way our society operates with respect to gender. Nivedita Roy, which one you want to? Before page means what? Nivedita Roy, which page you want to see? Okay, discourse ethic. I will just go back. This page or this page? Can we proceed? So, last part is feminist ethics. Femininity is a principle. Feminist ethics aims to understand, criticize, and correct how gender operates within our moral beliefs and practices and our methodological approaches to ethical theory. More specially, feminist ethicists aim to understand, criticize, and correct the binary view of gender, the privilege historically available to a man, the way that views about gender maintain oppressive social order practices that harm others, especially girls and women who historically have been subordinated. Actually, this has been the part of our society. It is not that the oppression of girls and women have been there only in India. It has been there worldwide because of various issues. But while Western countries have proceeded to some so in Western countries, people the freedom to the female gender has come little earlier. Where we are still behind, but again everywhere that the situation was there, and the freedom you see in Western countries is mainly because of the two world wars, where many of the male members died, and the female members have to come forward to earn or be economically independent so that they can support their family. So economic independence has really brought in some freedom for the ladies and the female gender in European societies. And India, that is also education and economic freedom is still there. But anyway, the feminist ethics is when it says that you should know we should try to do all this. We should try to correct the historical privilege given to men, and we should have equality in male and female PA, and also try to give women a good place, better place. And our society has been trying for that, but not with much success. And when you are doing a business, you will be more ethical if you keep this in mind. You try to give them equal pay. In recent past, BCCI has taken one big step. They have now make the payment for women's team and the men's team equal. That is one great step. Somebody may argue that it may not be logical, but still they have done it. It is a good thing. In all the tennis tournaments, the big four tennis tournaments, Grand Slam tournaments, in today's world also, the ladies get less prize than the male prize. Only excuse is the ladies play maximum of 3 and the gents plays maximum of 5. So that is the thing. And here the discussion should be open to any person who is able to... sorry, I'm going behind. What is gender binary? Binary view of gender. The gender binary is the commonly held view that individual humans belong to one particular gender category, either male or female. It enforces conformity to social acceptable forms of gender expression, such as choices in clothing, careers, romantic and sexual partners. That is how our society has been going up and has been behaving till now. We still have in 21st century, we still have our some of the political leaders commenting on the dress code of girls, which is responsible for atrocities against women, and everything is like that. Still now things are going that way, but we have to get out of that. We should not believe that this is only possible for a male man. This cannot be done by a female. Now the situation is changing on the floor. You are in southern India, you are now even finding taxi driver, auto drivers, and female people are doing many jobs which earlier was dominated by male. Nevertheless, the idea that there are two genders and that every person must fit into one of them is historically contingent and a socially constructed phenomena. This also resulted in neglect of some people. So with this, I think we have ended the module 1. I was thinking of starting the module 2, but it was not possible tomorrow. So next class, I think tomorrow we will have that. I think tomorrow we have 8 to 9 p.m. So at that time, I will try to start and make progress as far as possible. We have to finish all 5 modules. And I will share with Rasmi ma'am today the PDF file so that she can give it to you. Okay. And thank you. Thank you for listening to me. And I hope I have make some sense into that. And you go through this, and if possible, if time permits, we can discuss something in the last class, or if you want, we can have some other class beyond the scheduled class and discuss about that. For me, that's not a problem, but we have to take a call. Thank you.